So let's go over some of your homework. First, let me share your homework. Let's have Jenny. Jenny, how would your organism survive? Jenny?
The grass survives because it has the sun, but there will be least grass because there is not much water, so not much grass can grow.
Yeah, there'd be much less grass without water. And then how about your tree in a flood?
The tree gonna dead
Uh-huh.
and they gonna if there is no tree in the forest, the animal that live in the forest will dead and don't have the place to live.
I agree. If all the trees in a forest die because of some type of flood, I think most trees would survive a flood. Some of them definitely would fall or get knocked over during a flood, but some of the trees would survive. Hopefully, if you had a home, hopefully if the tree was your home, your tree would make it. Okay, Kiwi. What organisms did you circle and what happened to them?
In the slow change, I circled the tree.
Very good. And is that tree gonna die?
Yes.
Yeah. This looks like a pretty bad drought. I agree. Most of these trees look dead. Especially this one. Especially this one right here. Okay, what happened? What animal did you circle in your volcano?
I circled a fox.
Very good. And how did the fox survive?
The fox will find another place to live and make home.
Thank you, Kiwi, for sharing. Let's keep on going. Now we have Leo. Leo, what animals did you circle and how are they going to survive?
I circle a cactus.
Okay, a cactus. Would a cactus survive a drought? What does a cactus do every time it rains? What does the cactus do when it rains?
To take all the water.
Yeah, it protects it. It takes it all in and protects it. What does it use to protect the water?
Spot.
Yeah, it has spikes or spines. You should probably spikes or spines to protect the water. What might try to still the water? Why does it have spikes? What might try to still the water?
Thirsty animal.
Thirsty animals. Very good. And how about your tsunami? How would this organism survive? Is that person going to hide in their house?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's your best bet. I think your best bet is to find the largest building you can and get to the top floor. But most houses would be destroyed by a tsunami. A tsunami, if an organism, an animal, gets sucked in a tsunami, it will probably or more likely die unless it can climb up high. Unless it can climb up high. And then some trees and stuff would also die depending on how close they are to the tsunami. Yeah, very good. I really liked your cactus idea. Mickey.
The pine cone can live in the dust because the big stem will protect the pine cone.
Very good. And so the pine cone is like the seeds, right?
Yes.
And what are the seeds going to wait for in the drought?
Wait for the water on the fire to break and it will grow a new tree.
Yeah, I really like this idea. Sometimes in a drought or a other natural disaster, the trees and plants might die, but their seeds might survive until the environment gets better, until the storm is over, or maybe until the drought is over, and then the plants can come back. That's a really good idea. And how about the volcano?
Volcano, I circle the ant.
Mhm.
The ant can be that, but it be so small and it can run to find a new place to live in.
Very good. Yeah, I think an ant might die, or it might be able to survive depending on where it's at. I hope that ant runs up a tree or something for the volcano, and no lava gets close. No lava. I don't think ants would survive lava. Okay. Ooh, this is beautiful. I really like this drawing, but we're gonna have to move on. The giraffe looks amazing, and I love the tsunami. The tsunami also looks really cool. Thankfully, the fish would probably survive the tsunami. Tsunamis are really dangerous the closer they get to land. Most tsunamis, you can't even see them until they get to land. They're very hard to see. The wave starts off very small. It's like a large mound, And then the second it gets to shore, it becomes a giant wave. So they're actually really hard to see. Tsunamis are usually made by an earthquake in the ocean. Usually they're caused by an earthquake in the ocean. The ground shakes and cause giant waves to move away from the start. And then by the time they get to the beach, they become a tsunami. It's usually an earthquake, or sometimes it could also be land sliding into the ocean quickly causes a wave. Okay? That's all the homework time we have. We're going to go over a new word today. Okay. So we have communities of populations. One of your new vocab words for today is a population. You live in a community. You're also part of a population. Animals and plants are part of populations in communities too. Okay, so a population is all of one kind of organism living in the same area. So it's one organism living in an area. When we talked about it today in class, I want you guys to think about this. So on the left side, you can see that there is one organism. There is one organism. Now this could be a giraffe. This could be a zebra. This could be any animal. This could be a lion, but it could be any organism. So we're looking right here. There's a single organism. There's a single organism right here. That single organism, all that organism in one area is called a population. In a population. Hanoi has a population. Okay? Because there's humans living in the city. They count how many people are in Hanoi, and that would be Hanoi's population. Maybe it's 9 million, maybe it's 10 million. I don't know exactly how many people live in Hanoi, but that is the population of Hanoi. We take populations of animals too. Then a community is all the populations together. And then the ecosystem is when you start to include the living and non-living things as well, like the sun, water, rocks, stuff like that. So when we talk about population today, we're talking about one type of organism inside of an ecosystem. So if we are in the safari or savanna, we could talk about all the lions, and we could talk about the lion population. Okay, so we need to go to page 325 of your book. Page 325 of your book. Okay, can someone read a population for us? Zeling, can you read population for us?
A population is made up of all the members of a certain kind of plant or animal in surface area in an environment.
Thank you. And that will be a vocab word for you guys. In the book, there should be writing on 325. Let's read about fire, okay? Let's read about fire. 325 if you have your book. Teddy, can you read the first paragraph for us?
Wildfires may start for many reasons. They often start when the forest is very dry and lightning strikes without any rainfall. The lightning creates a spark that can set dry bushes, grasses, and trees on fire. A wildfire can wipe out much of the forest environment.
Thank you, Teddy. And once again, let's have one more person read the definition of a population. Okay, so we're going to do a quick writing. I would like you guys to write, what do you think might happen to the populations of plants and animals in a forest that has been destroyed by fire? I'll give you guys a few minutes to write, 2 to 3 minutes to write your answer. Yes, Kwangming? You want to share?
Yes.
Okay. Kwang Ming, can you please share what you wrote?
I think the populations of plants and animals in the forest will die, but I think they can reproduce.
Very good. Okay, so Mia, you said you were done. So Mia, what did you write?
Some animals will be alive, but some animals will die. The animals that die can rescue themselves from the fire, and the animals that is alive can rescue them and can rescue themselves from the fire, and all the plants will die too. Will die in the fire too.
Yeah, I agree. Any plants that get stuck in the fire will probably die. Once again, plants cannot run away. They just have to hope the fire does not come towards them. If the fire starts coming towards them, they have to hope the fire moves another direction. Okay, Chi, what did you write? Chi?
I think animals need to find a new and safety place to not unsafety place so they will not have fire or they can die. And if the small plant cannot reach the sunlight to grow, so now the fire make the big trees dead so they can have sunlight to grow.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so guys, so when you're talking about the populations, instead of saying that the things might die, you could say, to word it a little bit better, you'd say the populations of plants and animals might decrease during a forest fire. So you could use the word decrease instead of die. You could use the word decrease. The populations will decrease. And that's the same as saying the animals and plants will die. When you say a population is going to decrease, you're saying the same thing. It just sounds a little bit better than saying something is going to die. See what we're going to be doing next. I'd like you guys to circle. If this is helpful or not. So we're going to be talking a little bit about humans and affecting the environment. Humans have a major role in impacting the environment, either for positive or negative. So good things and bad things. So circle yes if the activity helps the environment, and circle no if it does not. Okay, so let's see what you guys remember. 3, 2, 1, go. This, this, and this. Okay, now let me clear the viewer's drawings. There we go. So you guys circled no, yes, 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 no, yes. Okay, hi, is polluting the water good? Yes or no?
No.
No, good. You guys got that one correct. How about Minha, is cleaning up litter a good thing or a bad thing? Yes or no? Minha?
Yes.
Yes. You should always try to clean up litter. Is recycling good? Yes or no? Teddy?
Good.
Yes, recycling is good. So, bicycling. Why is bicycling? Yes. Why is bicycling? Yes. Emma, why is bicycling a good thing?
Because it helps our environment better.
Yeah. So, what's the bike replacing? What is the bike replacing?
To make our stronger.
Yeah, it makes you
Healthier.
stronger. Yeah, it makes you stronger. But it's also because it's better than riding a motorbike or a car. It has less fossil fuels and pollutes the air less. Okay, and then we have polluting the air, which is no, that is bad. This is from like a factory. And planting trees is always good. Yes, unless it's a species that doesn't belong in that area. Remember, we learned about how sometimes humans bring species that do not belong in that environment. Okay, what is this fish doing? Who can tell me what this fish is doing? Does anyone know? Mickey, do you know what this fish is doing?
I think the fish is going up to the other water.
The fish is moving upstream. Very good. Let's go to page 329 of your book. Page 329 of your book. Okay, so let's figure out what these fish are doing. Let's figure out what these fish are doing. So who can read Going Against the Flow for us? Going Against the Flow. Hannah, can you read Going Against the Flow?
Going against the flow. Salmon are born in freshwater rivers. Then they swim downstream to the ocean, where they spend their adult lives. When they are fully grown, they return to the rivers to lay their eggs.
And salmon return upstream. So salmon are born in fresh water. They swim to the ocean to spend their lives. But the reason why they go back to the rivers to lay their eggs is because there's less predators. There's less predators that want to eat their eggs. If they laid their eggs in the ocean, tons of other fish, animals would try to eat their eggs. So they try to swim upstream where there's less things to eat their eggs. So in the pictures, you can see the two pictures. The salmon have to jump upstream. What is happening in the picture on the right? What do you think is happening in the picture on the right? What is this called? Min Wong?
It's a dam. They make a dam.
Okay, can you read it for us? Can you read under the dam picture for us?
This is a dam that has been built by humans. It is between the ocean and the salmon nesting place.
Yeah, and do you think the salmon can make it past the dam?
No.
Very good. And who can read the next one for us? Can we read the salmon one jumping up the stream? Let's have Zaling. Zaling.
Salmon must swim upstream to lay their eggs. The egg has starting the salmon life cycle over again.
Very good. And if they can't make it upstream, what's going to happen? If they cannot make it upstream, what's going to happen?
They cannot lay eggs.
Yeah, they can't lay eggs or they can't reproduce. So, could you guys get your piece of paper out again, or if you have your book, let's write. This is only a little short sentence, so I'm going to give you guys only 1 to 2 minutes. So, humans built this dam in the river, but the dam prevents the salmon from swimming upstream. What problem does this present for the salmon? What problem does this present for the salmon? Try to write a 1 to 2 sentence and tell me what you guys came up with. I'll give you guys 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, let's have Kiwi. What did you write?
I write humans built dam in the river so the salmon cannot swim up the river.
Yeah, and if they don't make it up the river, what's going to happen? If they cannot make it up the river, what is going to happen?
They cannot reproduce.
Let's have Jenny. What did you write?
The problem of this present is if people saw a salmon on that river, they're gonna catch it and it will die.
I like it. You're thinking about what humans might do. The humans might try to catch the salmon, and then all the salmon will die. Think about bears, too. Bears love to catch salmon. Bears love to catch salmon. Maybe there's bears upstream waiting for salmon, but the salmon will never get there. The salmon will never get there because there is a dam. And then maybe the bears go hungry because the bears every year, they know when the salmon are going to be there. They know when the salmon is going to be there. They learn that as cubs or kids or babies. Okay, let's have Kwang Ming. Kwang Ming, what did you write?
I read the salmon can swim up the dam, so I think they can't lay their eggs and die.
That's a good point. So I don't know if you guys know, but they actually will die. Salmon can only swim. They can only swim upstream once in their life. Once in their life. Some species of salmon, depending on what coast you're at, can try. They can sometimes make it up twice. Make it up twice. But most salmon die on the journey. They die on their journey because they live in salt water their entire lives. The fresh water kills them. The fresh water actually kills them. So they have to lay their eggs before they die. If the dam gets in their way, all the salmon will just die. They do not make it back to the ocean. They do not make it back to the ocean. It's a one-way trip. They can only go upstream and lay their eggs. They do not live. They do not survive laying eggs. Once they lay their eggs, they die, and animals will eat them, like bears and some types of birds, eagles, stuff like that, osprey. But yeah, this is a one-way trip. So a dam can be really damaging to salmon. Some dams are trying to be salmon friendly and have like a staircase that salmon can make it up, or they have different scientists and people have tried to come up with different ways to make sure the salmon can get upstream. Okay, these salmon are very important to the eco. Okay, page 330. So guys, if you have your book, you guys can go to page 330. So if you have your book, you can circle an area in each picture that shows a change a human made. Let's try to read about this, okay? So I will read the first part, and then I would like you guys to read the different things humans can do. So what humans can do? You have seen a few ways that humans can cause changes in the environment. Read the captions with these pictures to learn more about how humans can change the environment. So let's read some of these before class ends. Okay, let's read the first one. Let's have Kwang Hai. Can you read the first one?
Humans clear land to make way for roads, highways, and walls. Animal and plant habitat are destroyed.
Yeah, and if we have a forest and there's a road in the middle, what do you think happens to animals that try to get to the other side of the forest?
They will be dead.
What might happen to them?
The car will crush them.
Yeah, the cars will crush them. In the United States, it's very popular to see dead animals on the road that got hit by cars. Thank you. And we'll have Leo. Leo, we haven't heard from you yet today. Leo, can you read the first one? Second one, I mean.
Dams change habitats of animals that live around them. Dams also interfere with the habitats of fish and other aquatic animals in the water.
Yeah, and do you know why they build dams, Leo? Why do they build dams?
They build dams change habitat of animals that live around them.
No, but why do humans build them? Why do humans like dams? Why do we build them? Do you know why? What dams are used for? Raise your hand on Zoom if you know what dams are used for. There's a few reasons why we use dams. Let me lower everyone's hand. Raise your hand if you know why dams are made. Yeah, humans actually use dams to store fresh water. So if there's a city, sometimes they'll build a dam to cause it. So dams can cause a river to turn into a lake. A lake will form behind a dam, and then that city will use it for water. Another reason humans use dam is for electricity. Okay? The water moves past the dam and can actually generate electricity. Okay, let's have someone read the next caption. Let's have Chi. Chi, can you read the next one for us?
When human homes are built, builders may clear the land for constructions. Animals may lose their homes and source of food.
Thank you. Guys, remember the word deforestation? Sometimes they cut down forests to make homes. Think about Hanoi. There was probably a lot more trees and forests and stuff before we built a lot of these buildings. But I would say I've been to a lot of cities, but Hanoi has some really beautiful trees that they left in the city. They were very good at leaving giant trees. I love the trees inside of Hanoi. I'm so glad they decided to not cut them down. A lot of the places in the world, like the United States, they probably would have cut down the large trees to plant smaller ones instead. But I prefer the large trees. Okay, let's do our last one. Ming Huang, can you read the last one for us?
Humans may grow plants that are harmful by mistake. These plants are not native to an area and take over the habitat of other plants, killing them and upsetting the balance of nature.
You guys have previously learned about food chains and food webs and stuff like that, and how other things eat different things. Well, when you introduce a new plant or animal, it can really affect those things. If an animal relies on a plant, but a different plant takes over, the animal might not have that food source anymore. And the food chain and food web are kind of broken. Okay? So it's very important you do not introduce new species. And this is why if you guys ever fly on a plane to another country, they'll ask you what you're bringing, because they don't want you to bring any seeds or plants or anything like that that might affect the ecosystems of that country. Okay, guys, so that is it for today. We'll continue to learn about how humans affect the environment. But for your homework is write 2 ways humans can have a positive effect on the environment. So something that humans can do that is good for the environment, 2 of them. And 2 ways humans can have a negative effect on the environment. Give me 2 ways humans can have a negative effect on the environment. Okay. That is all for your homework. Everyone have a bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.